What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I have got a super simple, or what should be a super simple, upgrade to my wife's Tahoe today that we're gonna do. Something we've been wanting to do for quite some time now is upgrade the bulbs in the front end of this thing. So that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna get this thing pulled in the garage, get the heater going because it is like 20 degrees outside and I'm not trying to do this in the cold. But we're gonna upgrade the low beams, the high beams, and the fog lights. Let's get this thing pulled in the garage and we'll get this project started. Okay, so now that I'm here in the garage and I got the heater turned on and we're nice and toasty, let's go take a second to talk about today's project. Something my wife and I have really wanted to do with this Tahoe, basically since we've owned it now for the last 3 years, is upgrade this to an LED bulb. Essentially, you've got your low beams, your high beams, and your fog lights. Now, I've done several LED upgrades on other vehicles in the past, and LEDs have come an extremely long way. I've also tried HIDs. Each particular bulb and technology comes with its own headache. Over the years, though, I think LEDs have really kind of gave every other type of technology a run for their money, and especially if you get into these higher end bulbs like the ones that LASFIT has to offer, you really don't have to worry about a lot of the headaches that I've dealt with in the past. Now, I did partner with LASFIT on this project. They provided me with all these bulbs here to be able to do this upgrade and show you guys what this entails. We are actually going to be upgrading all these lights from halogen bulbs up to these LEDs. Now, it is important to keep in mind on these 2015 to 2020 Tahoes, there are two different low beam styles that you may have on that vehicle. So you have to look at that. That's really the only thing that's going to be any different. So for our low beam option on our vehicle here, it is an H11. However, you may have a D1S HID light that's actually in your headlight assembly. That's typically going to be in your higher trim models like your LTZs, which mine is not. Mine is just an LT. So we've just got that H11 halogen bulb. Now, we've also got the low beams here as well. Those are going to be a 9005 in this instance. And then they also provided me with the fog light bulbs. Now, these are going to be out of their LC Plus line. These here are going to be out of their top line, which is the LS Plus. And we'll go over specs here real quickly just before we start this install. But basically, these are going to be your fog light bulbs, and the big difference between the models are going to be light output for one. So this is a 50-watt bulb, and it does not have an external driver. Versus your LS Plus here, and I'll go ahead and grab one of these out to show you. So these are a 60-watt bulb. They come with a 2-year warranty, whereas the lower line, your LA Plus and your LC Pluses, come with a 1-year warranty. But the biggest difference here, besides the light output, is this one does have an external driver. So this is kind of your top of the line bulb here. And what's kind of cool about this is they've really done a lot of work on these fans to get these things to where they can fit in the factory housings. Some of the big gripes I had back in the day was, depending on which brand you went with, the fan itself here would stick out past that dust cap and not be able to allow you to put that back in again. That was kind of a deal breaker for me, which is part of why I stuck around with these halogens for so long. I just dealt with them. But now that these actually fit in the housings and the driver actually can be tucked out of the way as well, and we'll show you that during the installation. It's honestly kind of a plug and play system, and really there's very few headaches you should have to deal with when it comes to this kit. Now, these also do come with a pretty big price tag, like pretty much any quality LED headlight bulb is going to have. But if you decide that not only the light output is like too much on this, so essentially we've got a 60-watt bulb putting out roughly 6,500 lumens per light, meaning you've got about 13,000 lumens across the set of your bulbs. You can drop down to a cheaper bulb, which actually has a lot better price point, but that's only going to be 3,000 lumens per light at around 30 watts. So take your pick between which of those you might want. Keep in mind also that both of those models are going to give you way better light output than what your factory halogen bulbs do. So anyways, we're going to go with this LS Plus, which is what I would have gone with in the first place. Main reason being, we live out here in the country. There are no street lights. So if you live in the city and you're just looking for a little bit better light output, that middle of the line bulb may be the right fit for you. But if you're really looking for the maximum light output, check out this LS Plus. I think that's going to be where we're at. I want to go ahead and jump on the vehicle now and show you guys what we've got to deal with. Now, this install is pretty easy for the most part. There's only going to be a couple things that kind of hang you up if you've never done this before. Your driver's side on this vehicle is wide open. We can get to this headlight assembly with ease. The other side, though, we have to deal with the air box, which is extremely easy to get around. Just adds an extra step to getting that bulb out. Then you got to crawl on your back, get down to these fog lights, and I'll show you how that part of the process goes as well. But right now, let's go ahead and dive into the driver's side. We'll knock the easy one out first and get that one out of the way. Okay, so effectively, we got two dust caps right here. We got our low beam and our high beam down below here. So when you go ahead and basically take this dust cap off right here, we'll do the low beam first. So we'll twist that out of here, and that gets our low beam there exposed. Then we'll twist that out and get that out of the housing. And then all we gotta do now is just unclip the bulb. So there is our little halogen. Now we'll go ahead and get the low beam put in there and get that one swapped out real quick. Now when it comes to these LED upgrades, you essentially can clock these as well. So what's kind of cool about this is we could take this little collar here and twist that to a direction we need to be. So essentially what we're looking for when this is fully installed is we want the LEDs on each side to be positioned at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. And that should give us the best pattern. So if for some reason your bulb is slightly cocked in the housing, once you get this installed, you can adjust this little collar right here and get that thing exactly where you need it to be. First, I'm gonna go ahead and get this hooked up to the harness. And now that we've got that locked in place, I'm gonna go ahead and just start tucking all this stuff out of the way in the housing itself. And then we'll get this bulb where we want it. And we should just be able to twist that and lock it in place. We'll throw our dust cap back on here. I'll go ahead and verify this light works. That bulb's good to go, so now we can go ahead and tackle this high beam right here. So I'll get the dust cap on this one out of the way. And this one's just slightly harder to get to, but as long as you can get your hand down in there, that dust cap does come off. So we got that dust cap out. Now we will go in here and see if we can get that 9005 bulb out of the housing. So there's our 9005 bulb. Same deal on this one here. Essentially just a slightly different connector. We'll go ahead and get this 9005 hooked up, and then we'll shove that all in the housing. Now you do kind of have to do this a little bit on the blind side. I can't really see what I'm doing, so you got to do it by feel. I know I have my bulb in the hole here, so I just got to get it to turn and rotate. So now we'll take our dust cover, put that back on, and that's all there is to the headlight assembly on the driver's side. So now we just have to repeat the steps on the passenger side. So that's all there is to that one. We got the low beam and the high beam working on this side now. Let's go ahead and jump over to the other side. We'll get the other two bulbs there. Then we got to crawl underneath the truck and get those fog lights accomplished. So over here on the passenger side, we need to get this air box out of the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up all these Phillips heads bolts here. Get these out of the way. This will get the top housing out of the way, and then the bottom side of the air housing actually just kind of pops out of there. There's no screws holding that in place. Now a little trick to get this out of the way is if you take the clamp here loose and then you push this accordion out of the way, that kind of frees up the top of this air housing to where you can get this out the way. It's your choice whether you want to take this harness off here. If you don't have any way to clear codes at home, I would probably recommend leaving this in just in case you were to throw a code. And I've been meaning to check this air filter anyways. Now's a good time to do that. So we'll just kind of fold this out of the way like that, check our air filter. And then this bottom air box down here should just essentially pop up out of here. There's 1, 2, and we'll wiggle this thing out of here. Now essentially there's a couple Christmas tree fasteners right here as well that we need to get access to where these dust covers are. There's a piece of plastic here, so we'll go ahead and get that out of the way next. So I'll go ahead and get these fasteners off here real fast, see if we can get access to this point. So I got one fastener here, there's 1, there's 2, 3. So now we just repeat the process and we'll get these dust caps off of this side here. Go ahead and get these bulbs done as well. We'll get this low beam knocked out, get it disconnected from our harness. So now we're ready to go back together. Got both my low beam and my high beam put in over here. So let's go ahead and get the air box put back in. And you can see there's the 3 little spots that this little air box sits in place back in here. So we just need to get those back where they go. Once you get that lower to snap back in, that takes a little finagling. Main thing is just make sure you've got the opening and the housing here pushed up against the side of the sidewall here, and you should be in good shape. So now we'll go ahead and get this air filter back in here. And once you get that lined back up, we can throw our screws back in. So overall, the low beams and the high beams, getting both housings done, should take you somewhere between 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes tops if you just don't have a lot of experience with this, but nothing is super overly complicated. So let's go ahead and get down on the floor, get on our back, see if we can tackle these 2 fog lights real quick. So when it comes to these fog lights, there's 2 ways technically that I found to do this. They are basically tucked behind the fender well liner, so they're kind of hard to get to. You have 2 options. You can drive your vehicle up on ramps, take out the 2 10mm bolts that are at the bottom. You can reach your hand up in that little space, feel for the bulb. You have to do it all by feel and you can't really see it. Or there's this way here as well. Turn your wheel to the full right hand side when you're on the driver's side. You could pop out these 4 7mm bolts right here, as well as those 2 10s on the bottom there. Now I can actually see the bulb. I can reach back in here, twist that out, and just like that, I've got the bulb in my hand. I just got to disconnect the harness, and there's our little fog light bulb right there. So there's a few more bolts to take out with this method, but you can actually see physically what you're doing. So this one here I mentioned is not the LS Plus model, so this one has the internal driver instead of it being the external driver, but this essentially is a 50-watt bulb. It's equivalent to 5,000 lumens per bulb. So we'll go ahead and get this in there, get it clocked as well. We want to make sure the LEDs are at the 3 and 9 position, and then this one will be done and we can move to the other side. So that one's in there. We just got to connect our harness. Okay, so now that I've got the LED bulb and the fog light housing down here, I just need to hop over to the other side, get that one knocked out real quick as well. Then when it gets dark tonight, we could take a look at the difference in the light output, see if this is actually worth the investment, because in the end, this is a lot of money. But if these bulbs actually perform as advertised, we should see a pretty dramatic difference in light output in the end. So fast forward about 3 days now, we've had this thing out the last couple evenings running kids back and forth to practices, and I feel like I've got a pretty good handle as to what kind of increase in output this has versus those halogen bulbs. And I will say I'm extremely impressed, which to be honest, I really wasn't that worried about anyways, but the light output out of these LED bulbs is a night and day difference between the halogen bulbs that we had in this prior to. I think honestly, the biggest difference I noticed is in the fog lights, to be honest though. The fog lights have a lot more throw right out in front of the vehicle as well as off to the sides, whereas those halogen fog light bulbs, honestly, I never really felt like they made much difference. So a lot of times, even though we had those fog lights on, we were constantly flipping back and forth between low beams and high beams to try to get the light output we needed to go down the road. Something else that was kind of cool was when we were coming up on our property the other day on our way home, one of the kids actually spotted a deer in our yard as we were pulling up to the driveway, which normally we didn't have the light output to be able to even see that far into the yard. So that was kind of a cool thing for them to catch basically on the second day that we were driving this vehicle with the new lights. Now, something else that I also was kind of curious about was what kind of temperatures are actually being seen in the headlight assembly itself. So after about 30 minutes of driving the vehicle the other night with the low beams on, as soon as I pulled in the driveway, I grabbed my thermal imaging gun and I went ahead and popped off one of those dust covers on the driver's side here and put that thermal imaging gun there, and it was about 160 to 165 degrees inside that housing, which is plenty fine. And in all honesty, the halogen bulbs can get a lot hotter than that. So if you're worried about heat output on LED over halogen, that's actually not something that I would even consider being worried about. But hopefully you guys found this video somewhat helpful in making a decision as to whether this is the right investment for your vehicle or not. LASFIT has these lights available for pretty much every vehicle that's out there on the road today. So take a look at that, use the vehicle finder on the website and see if they've got a bulb that fits your needs. Otherwise, that's where I'm going to leave you on this video. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with me on this install. We'll catch you guys on the next video.